And you've done 2 seasons and...
Three.
3.
We just finished the third season.
You just finished 3?
Yeah.
Can you tell us everything that happens?
Yeah. But I won't.
Oh.
They see me shaking and they feel sorry for me. I hate it. Shame is toxic. That's why I decided we should face our shame together. That's why I didn't take my meds this morning. Just let the whole damn place see me, just the way I am.
Paul, that's incredible. I don't even notice any tremors.
That's because I took my meds. I chickened out. But you have more courage.
I don't know about that.
I do. Anybody that's gone through what you've gone through and isn't cynical and jaded, that's very inspiring.
Thanks, Paul.
Welcome to the actor's side. He needs no introduction. You might call him a legend. I don't know if he would call himself a legend, but you are. And, one that has now gotten his first ever Emmy nomination in a career that spans, 7 decades? This is Harrison Ford. Welcome to the actor's side.
Thank you.
How does that sound? First Emmy nomination.
Well, you made it sound like I should have expected it earlier.
Yes, but you haven't really done television.
No, I haven't for a long time, but I started out doing television.
I know, I looked at a bunch of the credits you did. I didn't realize you were on Gunsmoke.
I was on Love America Style.
Yes.
Yes. I did them all.
You did them all in the early days there. What was that like? Dynasty, I saw?
It was interesting. I was under contract, as you probably will remember, to Columbia Pictures at first. And during that period of time, it meant to be a 7-year contract. I lasted for a year and a half. And I was let go for lack of enthusiasm. And then I went to Universal because there was nothing else for me to do, and signed up for another 7-year contract. And there I did a bunch of television.
Yeah. The Virginian.
The Virginian, Gunsmoke, FBI. I played the same part on FBI 2 times in one season. They didn't even recognize it. I was the same guy. I was always the younger brother of the two. There was always a bad influence, and I was the less bad or more innocent brother.
You did Kung Fu.
I did Kung Fu.
Well, because that was a big hit show at that time.
I have no memory whatsoever of it.
Really?
Or probably anything for 2 or 3 years on either side of it. It was a very different television then than we're now enjoying.
If you look at all these shows you did, Ironside, all of them are available. You can go out and get them. They're on video, box sets and things. Your performances live on.
And more's the pity. Yeah, no,
all right,
they were not very significant performances.
It's taken all this time to get you back to television. Literally, I looked at, you did like something, the Star Wars Holiday Hour, which I'm sorry that I missed.
I'm not.
It really was a variety show around Star Wars?
I've told you I have a very convenient memory. And that one didn't make the cut.
Well, we all know your career in movies, and then coming up to now, not 1, but 2 television shows. Jacob Dutton in 1923 with the great Helen Mirren, reuniting after a Mosquito Coast, and she's fabulous in everything she does.
She's always was fabulous. She still is fabulous, and I had a great time reuniting and working with Helen again.
Taylor Sheridan, he sort of owns the universe now.
A good part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed working with the material that he produced. I didn't always agree with it, but it was a fun character to play, and I really enjoyed the people that I worked with on it. The director of that whole season was Ben Richardson, who's, I think, a fabulous director.
Yeah. I had Helen here, and we were talking about that show, and she too, considering, all the stuff she's done, was raving about the production of it.
Yeah, he's an amazingly facile director.
Yeah.
Really knows what he's going for and is very economic with time.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of work done very quickly and efficiently, and it was.
Well, you weren't used to that kind of television series pace, I imagine.
No, but I was delighted by it.
You were?
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. I like the smash and grab kind of feeling of it.
So you don't have to sit in your trailer all day waiting for a lighting setup, or?
Well, yeah, I don't know to nominate the differences between television and shooting a movie. Seems unnecessary to indulge in, but it is faster for some reason. But there are other differences which are very positive that I hadn't experienced, and one of them is the common experience of the cast over a period of time.
Oh, yeah.
Working together. It's like you actually do get to know these people really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your characters, too. You get to play it and play around with developing it.
The development process occurs over the whole season, and it is certainly more time. You do accrue more time to develop a character over
You like
a period
that.
of time. I liked that, and the writing pursued those differences as well. Mm-hmm. But I think we have an extraordinary, I'm now switching to concentrate on shrinking. I think we have an extraordinary group of writers who are doing something that I had not personally experienced in my career so far. And that is this very powerful mix of drama and comedy.
That's the great thing about Shrinking. Bill Lawrence, what he's been able to do is walk that line.
Yeah.
Which is not easy. That whole souffle can fall apart if it's
Yeah. Before it ever gets to the table.
And we really saw it this season, too, as your character developed, and we saw not just an interesting, let me say, later in life romance, which we don't see often in movies or television like portrayed. It's you and Wendy Malick, I thought was really nice. And then dealing with Parkinson's, which is a real life thing.
And it's a real important part of the character. It's not applied to the character, as a kind of patina.
Yeah.
It's a reality that's uncontestable, and it'd be a downer if you didn't know and have met and had a chance to experience Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Who suffers from Parkinson's, who has a long history with Bill Lawrence. Bill Lawrence also has personal family histories about dealing with Parkinson's. Members of her family have dealt with Parkinson's. It's a serious reality.
Yeah.
And to be glib about it would be a terrible thing. To be not responsible. We were lucky enough to have Michael on the show, playing a small part.
Right, I know.
And getting to know him a little bit, and I had met him in the past, but really did not know him well. Having a chance to see his capacity to respond and to deal with the disease has been, obviously, inspires me, instructs me.
You had moving scenes here where you were talking about all the people you work with and everything here, and and it gets very emotional.
Yeah, I mean, there's laughs as well.
And that's what I was talking about, the balance. The whole souffle could fall. This is in the comedy category here. It's kind of like labels on these things is kind of odd. Comedy, drama. I mean, it's the whole mishmash of it all, really.
And the writing is so deft, so enjoyable to work with. I've gone into scenes that I thought were going to be comedy, and they turn out to be emotional.
Yeah.
And the other way around.
Wow.
And it doesn't matter. It's just what happens among people.
So interesting to see you so successfully do television here at this point. You don't have to.
Is it supposed to be hard?
To find these award level shows to get in, how difficult is it to find something you want to do like this? Like, tell me Shrinking, how you became involved in this.
Well, I'll just tell you how they got me involved in 1923. They had already signed Helen.
Oh.
They didn't have a script, but they had Helen.
Yeah. So you didn't need to read a script, huh?
In the case of Shrinking, it was a script that I got through Brett Goldstein. When I got the script, we'd set up a meeting with Brett after I had a chance to read it.
Yeah.
I read it. Brett, I was over in London doing Indiana Jones. Brett came to my apartment. I opened the door. I said, hello, come on in. And he said, what did you think? I said, I'll do it.
Simple as that, huh?
That's it.
Yeah.
I saw a character that I recognized, people that I really felt a kinship with. And it's turned out to be a really fantastic experience for me.
It's a kind of thing that keeps you interested, obviously.
It's kept all of us interested in our characters and the other characters, and it's fun to go to work.
You were nominated for a SAG. These were your first two SAG Award nominations, I believe, too. You were nominated for the show, and as well with the ensemble cast this year. You were all nominated together. The Emmys, the Oscars, they don't have that kind of ensemble, but it would be nice if they did.
I think it would be.
Yeah.
It is an ensemble show, and I love that about it.
Now, when I looked at all your credits, as everyone knows, you have revisited the same character several times on the big screen, from Indy to Han Solo to Jack Ryan to Rick Deckard and in Blade Runner. Revisiting those characters different than this experience, though, I would imagine, or picking it up again, or is it just something you're comfortable with naturally?
I think it's just something I'm comfortable with. I think the impulse to revisit those characters was fruitful, and I enjoyed the process of working with different directors and different writers. That was a whole kind of genre of work that seems not to be the same anymore.
Can I say your age? You just had a birthday.
Yeah, say it backwards.
38?
Yeah. No, I'm 83, and I don't mind.
When I saw, and I was actually in Cannes when they premiered it, Indy Jones, Dial of Destiny. I saw you ride that horse through the subway scene. I've never seen quite a scene like that on a horse, I can tell you that much. And man, you're like knocking 40 years off you doing that kind of stuff.
Or gaining 40 years.
It was pretty amazing, I have to tell you.
Smoke and mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors. No, it's not as physical as it used to be. I mean, I'm not doing the same kind of things I used to do.
Yeah, but you're making it look like that. You're making it, you know.
Movie magic.
It's, well, even this year, we're talking 2025. I saw you as the Red Hulk and, you know, President of the United States in Captain America, Brave New World. Quite frankly, I wish you were the President of the United States after seeing Air Force One and you know, all of that. I know Trump has said, and now that's a great role. That's, you know, what a president should be.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah. You know, I run a screening series here in Los Angeles, and it was sponsored for a time by the James Coburn Foundation. And as part of it, I would show 7 new movies, promotional for new movies coming out, and then 1 James Coburn movie. And I went through so many, and I actually showed the movie Dead Heat on a merry-go-round in my screening series a few years ago. And I had forgotten, maybe I knew, Harrison Ford shows up with 1 line in that as a bellhop in a hotel, 2 lines. Do you still remember them, those lines?
Yes.
What were they?
Paging Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, paging Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones?
That was 1966.
I still remember my lines.
What is it about that you know you've never forgotten? Maybe because it was your first film.
What I have not forgotten is that the following day I was called to the office of Jerry Tchaikovsky, and I stood before the desk, and he said, "Boy," he's about 4 years older than I at the time, but he always called me boy. He said, "You're never going to make it in this business." I said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "I'll tell you a story." I said, "Please." He said, "The first time Tony Curtis was ever in a movie, he took one look at that guy. He delivered a bag of groceries. He took one look at that guy and he said, 'That's a movie star.'" And I leaned across his desk and I said, "I thought you were supposed to think it was a grocery delivery boy." And he said, "Get the fuck out of here." And I said, "Fine."
Wow. Well, where is he today? I don't know.
Delivering groceries. No.
That's
No,
it.
he had a long and storied career.
We watched Witness, which I hadn't seen since it came out. I have to tell you, honest to God, not because you're sitting here, that movie should have won you the Academy Award, and you were nominated, but that should have won Best Picture too. Peter Weir, it so holds up.
I agree.
You had to know when you were making it.
I didn't know anything when we were making it.
You don't? Oh.
No, I mean, I knew what I knew, and I know more now. This will seem bizarre maybe, but I never cared whether the movies were successful or not. I just was in it for the experience.
Yeah.
And it was great when it turned out to be profitable for somebody, even for me.
Yeah.
But it didn't really bother me that much.
You know, so many of the movies you have made, Hollywood doesn't seem interested in making them anymore. You know, the human dramas, the kind of very smart things, well, presumed innocent, actually. Our friends at Apple, which do Shrinking, have remade that as a miniseries, and you're going to run into Jake Gyllenhaal at the Emmys playing the same role you played on the screen. Is that weird?
Not yet.
No, but you both played.
Yeah. I mean, it's and there's a version of Mosquito Coast also.
That's right.
That is wildly different than the movie we made under the same title.
Before we go, I have to ask you, I made this extraordinary list, these people here, these great directors that you have worked with, and maybe been lucky enough in your career at different times to work with them several times.
Yeah.
But right at the beginning in the conversation and Apocalypse Now, Francis Coppola.
I had tested for the part that Freddie Forrest played.
Oh.
And Francis said he didn't want me for that role, but he was going to write something for me. And I think about 2 years later, he did. And somebody called me up and said, there's Francis, has finished the script, wants you to come up to San Francisco and do the reading. So I went to San Francisco, and when they handed out the scripts, each character's name was written on the top right-hand corner. My character's name was Young Man. I knew that was not going to be a meaty role.
Yeah.
Young Man.
No.
We had the same costume designer as had been the costume designer on American Graffiti.
Ah.
And she's the one that let me buy a white cowboy hat. So when we went shopping for the Young Man, this young man inveigled her into letting me buy a $900 Brioni billiard cloth green suit. It's like a $4,000 suit now. And Francis hadn't really talked to me about the part or anything, but I was on the set the day before I was to start working, and he said, "What do you wear?" And I said, "I've got a suit and some sweater." He said, "Put it on and we'll see what you're wearing." And I put on the suit and came out, and he looked at me. He said, "Well, what are you?" "What the hell? How much does that suit cost?" I said, $900. Suddenly I had a part.
It was no longer Young Man.
Yeah, no longer young man. This young man had a $900 suit.
The whole list, Steven Spielberg, obviously, George Lucas, Ridley Scott, I mean, my God, Sidney Pollack is just so great, so many great movies. Paccola.
But look, there's the old school and the new school.
And these
I
are
was
all-
right. I was right on the cusp.
On the cusp
of
between
that.
the
Yeah.
new Hollywood and the...
Yeah. So I had the benefit of all those, the Paccola and Pollock and Mike Nichols. Jesus.
I just watched that movie again, maybe 3 weeks ago or something. My wife always says, I tell her whose birthday and whatever. Well, what about Working Girl? Is it anybody's birthday or the day they died? She really wanted to watch it again. So we did about 3 weeks ago, maybe, and I have a Blu-ray. And you look at that movie and you go, now that's a rom-com. That's a romantic comedy in the classic style. You Were So Good. Melanie was great. Sigourney.
Yeah.
It holds up.
I always wanted to be a character actor.
Ah.
I never thought there was any reason to think any other form of actor was going to be my lot in life.
Yeah.
But so those movies where I got to play a real character part, I treasure those experiences.
It's a long list, and you should be very proud of it. And now in television, you're doing the same level of quality in another medium, and people are noticing. They're noticing you, Harrison Ford.
What's he still doing here?
But it's so well deserved, and thank you so much for joining me here on the actor's side and
Thank you.
talking about it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.